We are live right now. I'm going to do a speed run on the final. So first, I have it in my CIS 101 folder. I have made a subfolder called Final. I'm going to open it. I know that I need a Microsoft Word document. It's going to be my thing. So I'm going to do Snoopy, Underdog, and Clifford, big red dog. I know that I'm going to need a cover page, and I don't like to redo things, so I'm going to take my cover page from here, Control C, click on Final, Control V. Oh, look, it says cover page. I'm going to copy out the name of that file. I trick it into thinking I'm renaming, then I just copy the text. Okay, I'm going to go into cover page. I'm going to say stop it. Stop it. Okay, it's not lab 1, it's my final. Whoops, the mouse keeps moving. Okay, my final is these guys. That's not important, and I don't actually care about any of that. So I'm going to save that. Now my cover page is done. Oh, and for doing this, I should have my handout on how to do the final. So I just went to the syllabus. I go to the final. This is the final. So it's not a study guide. It's the actual final project. So that's the directions. Back into Word. I need wait, I don't want a blank document. Where'd my other document go that I was working on? Be a slight pause for stage. Oh, I didn't open it. Ha ha, I didn't open it. Okay. That's fine. I know what I'm doing. It's okay. All right, so I'm going to do Snoopy, Clifford, and Underdog. I'm just going to paste that there for the moment, just so I can kind of remember. And so Snoopy. Now, this is a computer class on how to use computers. It's not a typing class. It's not an English class. So I don't want you to type any of this. I want you to have computer problems, not English typing problems. Okay, so I'm going to Google Snoopy. And I'm going to look for one, and I'm going to only fiddle around a little bit on this one. I'm going to do the other ones faster. So I'm just going and right-clicking on a few of these. And I look here, and what I need is a paragraph of text, and I don't find it here. Here I've got some text. Here is a Facebook stuff, and I'm not going to find a paragraph of text. This is Wikipedia. I don't mind Wikipedia at all. Be careful. A lot of teachers really, really don't like it, but I'm okay with it. We're just borrowing some stuff anyway. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 clicks, highlight a paragraph, Control C is copy, Alt Tab, back to my document, Control V to paste, and ew, go away side panel that I don't want. I need not to have all this junk in here. So I'm going to say keep text only. And then I also need to go after these square brackets because they don't make any sense now that I've taken this out of context. Okay, so there's my Snoopy paragraph. Now I don't want to plagiarize. So I'm going to cite where I got it from. So I click once in the address bar and the whole thing highlights. And then I come back to my Word document. And I'm just going to paste it as an inline citation. So it's in the same line with the rest of this. This is not MLA formatting. This is just super simple formatting. Okay, I'm going to save that. And then I notice that I've got some weird stuff. I've got extra space after my paragraph. I don't want that. That has to be gone. So I'm going to need to highlight. Oops. I'm going to do a select all. And I'm going to say styles. I want no spacing. And on my computer, I have changed my styles to be Times New Roman. You saw last time I changed my headings to be black instead of that light blue. You will need to make sure that your stuff is Times New Roman 12 because it will default to Calibri 11. Okay, so I've done this, no extra spacing, but then I do want the standard school thing, which is double spaced. Okay, and Control S. Okay, next dog. I'm gonna make, I'm using block paragraphs, so I'm gonna put a blank paragraph in between these. My next one is underdog. So I'm gonna highlight, Alt Tab. I'm just gonna do them all out of Wikipedia because I don't care. Underdog, not that kind of underdog. Disambiguation. I'm gonna go to the disambiguation page. So to make things unconfusing, film and TV, television, underdog TV series. Okay. Yay, underdog. I love underdog. Okay, so I'm going to triple click a paragraph. Because what you're showing is, can you Google? Can you copy and paste things from the internet and not have a mess up your formatting? Do you understand that plagiarism is bad and you should cite your sources? So we're just demonstrating things like that. Okay, so I pasted this. Look at all that weird formatting that would not be good in an English paper. Keep text only. And take out that thing. And then Control S, put a space. I'm going to come back, click once, highlights, Control C. Come back to Word, paste. If I hit space or enter after pasting a link that starts with HTTP or HTTPS, it goes ahead and makes it into an actual link. Save. My last one is Clifford the Big Red Dog. So I'm going to come in here, and that's, not going to be enough for it to find it. Clifford the Big Red Dog. Okay. And we are separating, that's good enough. We're separating completely content from how you use the computer. My class is about how do you use the computer. It's not about typing or English or any of those other things. So I want you to focus on the computer parts. So we're going to do paste. And I'm not doing transition sentences because this is not an essay. I will not read these things when you turn them in because it's not the point, not important. Okay, so I pasted that. I did keep text only. I'm going to come back. I'm going to grab my citation because I do care about the copyright laws, even though, okay, so save. So this is not MLA format for citation, but I am giving credit to the place where I borrowed the information. I think we're well within fair use because this is educational, it's nonprofit, etc. And we're only taking a small piece. Okay, so how much of this test have I done? Let me go back. I have chosen a topic that is 3 cartoon dogs or 3 cartoon cats, 20 points. I have researched on the internet for pieces of text, and I have cited the exact page that I used so that I'm doing scholarly research and not naughty and illegal plagiarism. I have created my document in Word. It's a few paragraphs. It's definitely less than 2 pages right now. It is Times New Roman 12. It is double spaced. I removed the space before and after the paragraphs. I have, do I have 1-inch margins? Let's see. Layout, margins. Yeah, I have 1-inch margins. See how that one's kind of highlighted? I've got 1-inch margins. Good. Check that off. Page number. Oh, I haven't done the page number yet. Okay, I was so close. So I got to put a page number in before I go on to Excel. So back in my Word document, I am going to go, oh, and I don't need that junk. That was just so I Forget which dogs I chose. Okay, the header section is at the top of the page. It's invisible generally. The footer is at the bottom of the page. They always exist. And for MLA format, you're supposed to put your last name and then the page number at the top right of your paper. And these directions are in Moodle. Just one sec. Okay. Here are those directions in Moodle. They are in week 3, which is where the book, where that hyphen exercise was that people have trouble with. And there's the MLA tips about that. Okay. So let me back up. I'm going to double click. I could do this through the ribbon, but double click in the header. I type my last name, hit a space. Then I'm going to say page number. See, I'm now in the header and footer tab, by the way. It immediately threw me into that when I clicked up into the header. So I'm going to go page number, not top of page, not bottom, not page margin, current position, because I wanted to add the page number to the place where my cursor is flashing, the place where I am right now. This will replace, it'll delete my name, delete everything else, and replace it, same. This will add. I just want a plain number. Click, easy peasy. And then it's got to be on the right-hand side. Home tab, right alignment, bam, and it's over there. And then since I have redone my computer, my styles are Times New Roman 12 always. On your computer, it's going to say Calibri 11, and you're going to have to change it. Even though you changed it in the body to Times New Roman 12, the header and the footer are completely separate sections. They're like different, like science fiction, different dimensions in time and space. Okay, so that has to be Times New Roman 12. Save. I am done with I now have 60 points on my final. So I did this, I did this, I did this. Now I need to do Excel. So I'm going to go, I'm back in my folder. I'm going to right click. I like to do it this way. Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to call it, whoops, I'm going to call it final chart, something like that. Hit enter to save the name. Hit enter to open the thing. Wait patiently. Okay. So, and I don't like to start top left. That's just me. I get claustrophobic sort of top left. So I'm going to put in my 3 dogs, Snoopy, Clifford, and I have them in a different order in my paper, don't I? Snoopy, Underdog, Clifford. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to drag that down there. There we go. And do Underdog. Okay, and then I'm going to put my numbers in here. So I'm going to say, how popular are these dogs? 50 people like this, 37 people like Clifford, and 42 people like, whoops, Underdog, Clifford, whatever. These don't have to add up to 100. PowerPoint will do the math for you, or excuse me, Excel will do the math for you. I'm going to write up on top here, dog popularity. Popularity. Okay. This title must be above this column of numbers. If you get this title over here, it's going to be wrong. We'll see that when we talk about Excel, but the title has to be over its stack of numbers, over its series of data. Okay, then very easy to make a chart. Highlight. Notice I'm highlighting a rectangle, and I'm trying not to highlight anything extra. I don't want that. I don't want that. Only these 8 cells. And then I say insert. And don't blink because this goes quick. Insert I do recommended charts because it gives me a reality check. Pie chart is the mandatory choice for the final. And Michael, I've changed that since before. It's mandatory pie chart now. And I say, okay. And then I love this and I hate this. This is great, but it's not, when I print this, it's going to come out mud, mud, and mud as my colors on a black and white printer. And people aren't going to be able to understand it. So I'm going to make a very fast change to make this 1,000% better. And plus, you can't tell what those colors are. Even if you printed this in color, you'd have a hard time telling the difference between those teeny tiny little squares down there. So I want to very quickly, see quick layout? I want to very quickly change this. So I go to quick layout and I pick the first one. What could be quicker than the first one? That's a mnemonic, for remembering it. I want to do this quickly. The first one is the quickest. Now, this is good, except when this prints, I'm still going to get garbage because you won't be able to see this text on top of these dark colors. So I'm going to click once, and this is a weird clicking pattern. It's not exactly syncopated, but it's a weird clicking pattern. So I'm going to go click to get its attention, and then I'm going to drag, not click and drag, drag. And sometimes this bottom one doesn't show up. So sometimes if you put it on the other side, sometimes it doesn't show up. Whatever, it's the bottom one. It's obvious enough. That is good enough. Good enough. So I'm going to save that because maybe I have to change it later. And then I'm going to put it in my Word document. So I'm going to go to my Word document. I'm going to make a space. I'd like it to appear here. So I'm going to make a spot for it. Come back to Excel. I click once on the chart, Control C, Alt Tab, Control V, and I look like a genius. Look at me with my chart embedded in my Word document. That is the easiest, the best, almost the only way to get your chart in here and not have a mess. I could show you all the ways you could go wrong, but trust me, they're horrible. Okay, so that is my Word document done. Now I have 80% of the test done. Now let's see if I can do PowerPoint in like 2 minutes. See how much I talk if I can do it quick. Okay, so I'm going to right click, New, PowerPoint, and I love to do this because I know my file is saved in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to open up PowerPoint. Click to add first slide. Okay. Click to add title, my final. Well, actually, I'll put what it's about, I guess. Snoopy, Underdog, and Clifford. Okay, subtitle, by me. Okay, now I need the next slide. So new slide. Don't click that and choose and fiddle around. Just hit new slide. And it will give you a title and bullets, which is what you almost always want. My first one is Snoopy. My next slide is going to be Underdog. Losing my mouse. My next slide is going to be Clifford. And then my last slide might be, do you have any questions? Okay, so now I have the skeleton of my presentation. I should double check the instructions to make sure I'm doing this right. Make a PowerPoint between 3 and 6 slides. I've got 5, I'm good. Put a graphic, I don't have that. Choose a design. Do the header and footer, no animations, print a particular way. Make sure I have dark text on a light background. Don't have a footer on the title slide. Okay, so those are my rules. All right, so Snoopy, I need a picture. Oh, usually I save a picture from these things as I'm going along, but I didn't this time. Okay, control click to follow the link. So I went back to Word. I did a control click And it takes me back here. Okay, so I'm going to right click on Snoopy and I'm going to save image. And I'm going to put it in the same folder. Save. Okay, and I like getting it from the same place because then my citation, I've already cited where I've gotten things from. Let me do all three of my grabbing pictures at the same time. Okay, let's go to underdog. So control click and get underdog, right click, save image as, it's in the right place, go to Clifford. That's the guy who made Clifford. Oh, there's a picture of Clifford. Right click, save image as. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. Back in PowerPoint. I need PowerPoint open and I need my file folder. Boy, I can't find anything. I've got so many things open. So I'm coming down here and clearing my desktop. Back into my folder, back into final. Here we go, much better. So now I need both these things open at the same time. So I have PowerPoint, I have my pictures. I'm going to just grab my Snoopy picture and drag it and drop it. Okay. Got it. Go away. Okay. So I did that. And now, oops, now I can't type any text. So I did that a little bit too soon. See how I want to add some important data on each of my slide. He's a dog. He wears a cape. He flies. Okay, so I want to be able to have some text on my slides and a picture. So I need to be a little bit careful. So when I drag this over, I want my text in here already because then the defaults on this program will add a picture and leave my text alone. So here I'm going to delete him for a minute. I'm going to add. All right, so I'm putting my wonderful scholarly text in there, and then I'm dragging my picture over. And then actually I did one step out of order. I'm just going to fix it and not go back too much, not really go back. Sorry, 1 second. I'm having problems with the Zoom bar. I can't. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble resizing the windows. Okay. I really should pick a design so that I know how much space I've got for my pictures. I'm just going to arbitrarily pick this one. I like blue, so I'm going to use that because it gives me a lot of space for pictures. And I lucked out. It didn't get in the way of my picture. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, Clifford, I want some text. And so he's a dog. He's red. He's big. Now, your presentation has to be at least as good as mine. Does that make sense? So it can't be worse than mine, but that's all the text you need. So don't waste time. Spend all the time you want trying to figure out how to do things, but keep that panel closed. But you do not need to spend time trying to figure out what you're going to say on any of these. So this is done. The only thing that I have left to do is I need to know how to print it 3 slides per page. So file, print. I hate full page slides. There's your mnemonic. I hate full page slides. And instead, I super duper love 3 slides per page. And if you printed this, it would actually print like this. So when you get a PowerPoint from one of your teachers and you want to print it before class so you can take notes, if you choose 3 slides per page, it prints with these wonderful lines. So when you turn in your final, you either need to give me a picture of this, something to prove that you know how to do 3 slides per page, and that's it. This is done. Any questions? That is a completed final. So you will, okay, so this is the absolutely finished final. We have the correct topic, 3 cartoon dogs or 3 cartoon cats. I have my word portion done. I have my citations to prove I know how to Google. I have my Excel chart, and it has the formatting that's mandatory. And I have a PowerPoint that is between 3 and 5 slides. And, oh, I forgot to do headers and footers. Sorry, Michael. To back up for 1 sec. I forgot to put on headers and footers. So insert, header, footer, check all 4 boxes. Type something in here like CIS 101 final and your name, and say apply to all. Now I have a final that's 100%. So there you go. Rewatch the video and pause it and post questions on Moodle and go forth and make good life choices.
Thank you.